I'm speaking to you from the Pittsburgh Testing Laboratory, where a test is getting underway, but I'd like for you to meet Mr. Joseph Jarem, who is the District Manager for Pittsburgh Operations. Mr. Jarem, what are we going to be doing here?
Here we're going to run a ultimate tensile strength on a piece of 7-inch steel casing. At present, the casing is being fitted into the top head of the large testing machine, universal type testing machine. You see the casing now being fitted into the top head where it'll be gripped, and a load will then be applied downward to give us the ultimate pulling strength of the casing.
You're going to pull it apart?
We're going to pull it apart.
Do you know about how much power that's going to take, strength?
We estimate that it'll break in the neighborhood of 1,000,000 pounds.
Well, we're going to be watching that, and they're just about ready to go here, I guess.
They are just about ready to go, yes. The casing is now completely installed in the testing machine, and the men have come down off the lower crosshead. The load is now being applied as indicated by the load indicating hand. This load indicating hand will now pick up the maximum load hand, which will indicate at the end of the test the maximum load that this casing could carry.
In other words, when the indicating hand starts dropping back, that one will stay there. The indicating hand.
Total load indicating hand will stay, yes.
And it's going up fast now. I presume it's going to slow down toward the end.
Yes, it will. We'll see a hesitation, and the load indicating hand, total load indicating hand will stop, and the load indicating hand will start to drop off just before failure of the casing.
Well, let me ask you this question. Why do you test like this? Would pipe ever be against a 1,000,000-pound load like this?
Yes, this type of casing could be subjected to more than the load that we will apply to it in case of deep well operations.
Mm-hmm. And do you test other things on here besides pipe?
Yes, we test all sort of mechanical assemblies, materials, wire rope. The noise that you heard is a premature failure of the steel casing, which failed at 820,000 pounds. He is indicating that it was a premature failure, that it was not a ductile failure, which was not expected.
By ductile failure, what do you mean?
By ductile failure, we mean that there would be an extension such as there is to a rubber band when you stretch it just before it breaks. This was a very brittle failure, as was noted by the load application on the dial of the testing machine. It did not hesitate and fall off as we had expected.
Yeah, I can see. Thank you very much, Mr. Jarem. This has been very interesting, if part of it very unexpected.
It was.